Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to try and bootstrap a few chumps up into champions down in the chill cellars of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. Now, normally you hear people encourage others to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. So he's like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But me, it's not how I roll. Because while I may be a profoundly stupid man, I do still have at least a rudimentary understanding of physics. And if you try and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you're going to hit the floor harder than Amy Winehouse after her third bottle of vodka. It's going to happen. What? Too soon? Okay, fine. The Winehouse joke was maybe a little uncalled for. But I stand by the bootstrap thing, damn it. Seriously, I mean, I guarantee that phrase is a saying because it was like a prank that the idle rich back in Victorian times played on gullible blue-collar types. They'd be walking down the street and they'd be like, oh, what's this? Johnson sleeping in the street again. Oh, spent your last shilling on a bottle of rot-gut gin to kill the pain of your rampant tuberculosis, didn't you, man? Come on, get it together. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, man. What kind of being are you? And then, because he was all hungover and maybe a little ashamed of his alcoholism, Johnson would stand up, try to pull himself up by his bootstraps, flip himself ass over tea kettle, and then fall into the gutter, fresh filled with night soil. And then Richie McRicherson, Victorian prankster, would have himself a good laugh at Johnson's expense. He'd be all like, oh, by Jove, didn't think you'd actually try it, bloke. Ah, what a lark. Jolly good, jolly good. Gave yourself quite a tumble right into that open sewer, didn't you, Johnson? Ah, now you're even more covered in filth than you normally are. Delightful, delightful. Here, have a shilling, Rummy. You've entertained me. Now go buy yourself another band of got-rutting bathtub alcohol. See, it's just a dick move, man, and I'm not into that. That's not how I roll. So I'm gonna legitimately try and bootstrap our last couple troopers here up to rank 3. How are we gonna do that? Well, we're gonna have to haul them into a dungeon that's a little bit over their heads, and we're gonna start with Patrick Mulligan because Toxin. You know what? Plague Doctors, they're on my list, man. They're the go-to guys. I really have come full circle on the Plague Doctor. I think not only are they solid, I think they may be like top tier. So let's see what kind of team we are going to take him. So Mulligan, you're going to be in the 3 slot here. Let's get you in the 3rd hole. Are your abilities good? You still have emboldening vapors, which is shitty. Let's get rid of that, actually, Mulligan. I'm not going to do you like Richie McRicherson, Victorian prankster. I'm going to treat you with the dignity and respect that you deserve, sir. You are one of my fellow human beings, and, you know, you're entitled to at least a modicum of respect, sir. All right, so that's got Mulligan sorted. I don't want to double up. We could try to do Mulligan and Bertinelli, but, you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself. That seems like maybe a little aggressive. We've been having really good luck with Silver Sable. You know, we've had some good luck with James Harper, too. All we kind of need is a healer for this team. What do we got for level 3 healers? Or, like, potential healers. It's pretty much John, Constantine, or Brother Voodoo, isn't it? Do I have a preference? Who has better gear? Well, Constantine and Voodoo are actually both in kind of the same boat. Jericho Drum has less experience, so he would be out. Like, less future opportunities. There is a small opportunity cost for doing this, because I don't want to, like, try and go bash a boss or anything with somebody who's dramatically under-leveled. So we do want to try and keep these basically limited to short missions. Let's just go with Brother Voodoo. That seems fine. Brother Voodoo, did I just give you... I did. Why did I give you Vulnerability Hex? I mean, it is better, so... you know what? I'm just suddenly less salty about that than I was literally a split second ago. So let's go Brother Voodoo, Patrick Mulligan, I think Silver Sable probably as well. James Harper's already upgraded, so he seems like... You know, we could go with Alex Olsen too, but I'm a little worried about potential stress issues. Yeah, that's maybe not the greatest idea. Let's go ahead and go here with Harper. We are going to upgrade our skills fully, and I'm aware that this is costing us a not insignificant amount of cash here, but I think we'll be okay. I mean, you got to spend money to make money, right? I mean, that's what I've been told. That's what everybody keeps telling me. Like, Pete, you got to spend money to make money, and then usually they're like, oh, by the way, you should spend money on this thing here that I have. This is where you should be spending your money. And I'm like, I don't really need another slap chop television. I have, you know, I'm good as far as my food chopping. I think I'm okay. I mean, my food chopping needs are by and large pretty well satisfied. I've got a relatively sharp kitchen knife here. Seems to do an okay job. And they're like, no, you need another slap chop, Pete. You need like 4 of these bad boys. You're going to have vegetables that are going to go completely unchopped if you don't invest in this. And then I pull out my wallet because I'm, as I said, it's top of the episode, a profoundly stupid man, and I get like the 6th slap chop. Wow, our bootstrapping opportunities are looking like exclusively medium-length dungeon at a minimum. I am not pleased with this at all. All right, 90% of rooms. I mean, I do want to do 90% of rooms, but I do not want to go into the Warrens because they're very blight resistant there. I would almost rather do 100% of room battles in the Ruins as opposed to the Warrens. The Moon Ring really is garbage, though. What about the Cove? What are you? 2 speed, 8 dot. That's, you know, not disuseful. We could give that to... You know, we could give that to the Guardian here, and that would actually be quite good for him. Also, the one advantage to taking these guys is they're sort of already well equipped. I mean, we had 3 of these guys on our last mission, so this is kind of a lazy man's way out. Bonus accuracy to range stills, stun chance, blight skill chance, bonus strat. Yeah, we're taking that, and then where's the other Plague Doctor item that we like? Here we go. That's it. Patrick Mulligan's going to be... He's under-leveled, sure, but he's still going to be hanging in there doing damage. I think we're going to be all right. Let's go do this medium mission. We got this. Shovels. Yes, we're going to bring 4 shovels. I think we'll bring 2 venom, 2 bandages, 2 food, 1 key, 1 holy water, because this is the Ruins, and holy water tends to be at least moderately useful in the Ruins. We're going to bring 14 torches, and I'm going to bring 20 food. Little worried about the fact that all of the cash that I had stockpiled has now bled away. I mean, we're basically as broke as Johnson there. I spent all of my money on bathtub gin. I got to stop doing that. But, you know, what other choice do I have? I mean, my rampant tuberculosis. It's me and John Keats sitting here drinking this gin every night to try and kill the pain. Keats is really more saddened that he knows he's ultimately going to die and not get a chance to be with the woman he loves. Me, I'm just, you know, I just like to drink. So 100% of room battles. This actually is not a terrible dungeon layout for 100% of room battles. We should be able to do this with like a minimum of backtracking. Mulligan did not get stressed for coming into this dungeon. He should have. Why did he not? We should have gotten like extra bonus stress from Mulligan. I really kind of hate surprising the enemy. Alright, whip some daggers here. Silver Sable has been top shelf. I have had no complaints at all with what Silver Sable has been bringing to the table. The Sable brings it to the table, baby. Little disappointed with that, Brother Voodoo. We could go for a stun, but that, I mean, that's a waste. Let's throw it at this guy. I know we need to hurt this Thrall before he explodes and kills everyone. Well aware. But I think bonking this man to death is going to have better long-term benefits. Now, if the Thrall gets to go twice in a row, will he just straight up explode? Because if he is, surprising a Thrall is like the worst thing one could ever do. He's going to make a gargling grab, which Silver Sable bringing it to the table with the dodge. Can we please beat this man on a speed roll? Good. Please pick to the face. Oh, it's a great shot from Silver Sable. And that means Patrick Mulligan. Did not get the kill, but he got close. We could go for the bonk. I think I'm going to bolster instead. I want to see if we can get a heal off with old Brother Voodoo, because this guy's already dead. He's got fatal damage. He's down to 1 hit point. That man is done. We got 2 back. We did resist the bleed, at least. And, you know, okay, that's a pretty solid start in the loot department. We got some cash, some ducats, a little bit of jingle to put in our jeans, man. Also, the phrase jingle in your jeans, I mean, who carries actual change in their pockets anymore? I mean, I'm a big proponent of pocket money, don't get me wrong. And seriously, if you don't carry around pocket money, fucking knock that shit off. Carry some pocket money around with you. I don't want to have to be stuck behind you in line while you slowly murder me because you can't get your debit card to work so that you can buy the 89 cents worth of gum that you bought. Carry around a little bit of cash. But that being said, who carries around like actual change and coins anymore? Nope, nobody does that. I hate these guys so much. Oh yes, go ahead and give him a buff. What buff did you give him? Bonus damage, bonus accuracy, bonus crit. Well, better him than the deadly Gartham here. I mean, he could have given it to the Gartham, and then he'd be dragging us back to the crystal chamber so that we could be drained of our vital essence like a podling. Nobody wants that. Nobody. I mean, you know, except for the Skeksis that are doing it. They want it, but nobody else. I think we'll mark you. And let's go ahead and go for a little bit of blight, because it seems like that's going to be pretty useful on our armored friend. His protection rating is pretty high. And we're going to go ahead and guard Patrick Mulligan, because we got to keep our Plague Doctor safe. He's definitely this team's MVP. With the possible exception of Silver Sable, who's pretty badass. Alright, so that attack doesn't... Holy shit, is that a bleed? 8 damage per round for 3 rounds. Wow. All right, well, that guy's he's got it held down in the bleed department. There's no doubt about that. Fortunately, I can do this because Patrick Mulligan is the goddamn MVP of this team. So you go ahead and throw your 0 damage attack, Mr. Shit Biscuit. You do that all day. We don't care. I'm going to mark the shit out of your friend because it's literally the only thing I can do that does damage, and I don't really want to try and heal like 3 hit points. Little bit of bonk. This is going to set us up for the riposte. It also marks us, so Deadly Gartham here is more likely to ignore it. He's really putting the hate on our friend, and we're stepping in for... Man, we're bleeding for 8 again. Well, we got the kill. Took 10 stress to do it, but we did get the kill. Let's go ahead and cure that bleed again. As long as Johnny Deadly Gartham here is going to keep stacking bleeds on us, I have absolutely no compunction about hitting him over and over and over with the cure. I mean, if he's just gonna bleed for minimal damage, we're just gonna keep curing that same bleed. Got a little bonk, champ. Man, this guy's protection really is making it difficult for us to gnaw through him, though. Would be very nice if we could get another blight applied. I think our blight has definitely done more damage than anything else we've done. We could hit a corpse. Well, I guess we'll mark then. We might want to switch positions with Brother Voodoo and our Plague Doctor, maybe. If the Plague Doctor can do everything he's got from the 4th position, we might very strongly consider swapping. Big ol' crit from James Harper in that it hit for 3, although it did provide some respectable stress relief. A 3-point critical, we gotta all agree that's pretty goddamn unimpressive, right? I mean, that is not a thing with which one should brag home to your parents about it. Like, Mom, Dad, I did a 3-point critical. And then you can just see the bitter disappointment in their eyes as they're like, that's great, son. That's great. We're your mother and I we're really proud of you. It's really good. It's really good. You're gonna go far in this world, son. 3-point criticals. Boy, that'll carry you a long way. Long way. Look at Patrick Mulligan with the untouchable greasy dodging. And enjoy a nice pick to the face, you shit stain. Holy crap, the loot is off the chain here. Alright, something gotta go. What do we want to get rid of? Well, I think we get rid of this jade at 250 gold. I mean, it's no match for a sapphire. Jade, sapphire, why are both of those stripper names? We're coming out of this dungeon with all of the stripper names. Oh, what'd you pick up down in the dungeon? Oh, you know, picked up jade, picked up sapphire. I also picked up herpes and the crabs. But, you know, it's going to happen when you consort with the prostitutes down in the proletariat areas. If I learned anything from... 1984, I probably should have learned that. We might as well just take the buff here, because I'm not going to throw this holy water in the ground. Hey, Brother Voodoo, why don't you drink this holy water? I mean, that's nice and sacrilegious for you, isn't it? You're an occultist. You should be down with that kind of thing. Give me the gold. I'm going to abandon the busts. Food. If we use medicinal herbs, we will get some food out of this. So let's eat some food just to make sure we have room for all of it. And then here you go, fish carcass. Mmm, delicious fishy deliciousness. I said delicious twice because it's doubly delicious. I don't really want either of those. I mean, onyx is probably more common than emerald. Case to be made for throwing that on the floor. We probably also don't really need 3 keys. It's fine. I'm aware that I can't carry it, Darkest Dungeon. Thank you for the tip. Alright, here we go. We're gonna get salty gouged by a bunch of, like, exploding stingrays here. I think we go ahead and just... your skills are wrong, Silver Sable. I just noticed you do not have Poison Dart equipped and that I need to rectify that pretty much immediately. Oh, god damn it, Brother Voodoo. We could have really used that one there, champ. Alright, let's throw the guard on Mulligan. Although if we do get stunned, I think it will take away our guard ability. Patrick Mulligan may get 1 kill here. He's got 5 damage, that guy has 5 health. Here comes the salty gouge, but we were ready for it. Yeah, how do you like that? Bet you're salty. Who's salty now? I mean, usually salt is my gig, but you're the... Oh, we got bad humors. That sucks. It's the opposite of a visit from the good humor man. I mean, the good humor man brings delicious milk chocolate and ice cream. The bad humor man just fucks you in the beehole. Be like, hey, I'm the bad humor man. What do you have? Oh, you know, just a case of the Zika virus. Enjoy that. Damn fine critical. Man, Silver Sable is really holding it down in the damage department. She is getting work done. Big ol' heal from Brother Voodoo. A bleed to go with it, which is less optimal. That might be fatal damage. Should be fatal damage. Yep. Goodbye, Mr. Snail. We get some brine spit at us, which missed. He's going to take a little bit of riposte. Do we want to heal here? I mean, kind of don't, actually. Yeah, let's just mark this guy. This will do 0 damage. Yeah, 0. But he is marked for all the use that does. If we only had an ability that could take advantage of the fact that we were marked. Not sure what that did. Yeah, my whole goal here was to battlefield medicine and try to heal that bleed. Well, that was completely pointless. Glad I did that. Glad I ground out some extra turns. That's phenomenally good. Nice work, Pete. That's good thinking. Snail's still dead, so it's escargot for dinner tonight. I mean, we have basically no other option. I wouldn't mind being able to tote another shovel, but I think we're probably cool in the shovel department. So all this stuff goes on the ground. Man, I hate throwing portraits on the ground. We really could, you know what? Let's ditch this citrine. I would rather have portraits than a citrine. Alright, the shovel stays, though, as do the crests. Let's fix Silver Sable's skills. Silver Sable, let's get rid of Shadow Fade, because I'm not a big fan of that when it's not coupled with Lunge, and instead we're going to give you Poison Darts. So it's Pick to the Face, both of the knife abilities, and Poison Dart. Then we're going to put you back where you belong. Jericho Drum, I would really love to be able to get a sacrificial stab out of you once in a while, and if Mulligan can operate out of the 4th slot, he totally can. Alright, that's what we're gonna do then. We got a little suboptimal party positioning here. Now I feel better about this overall. I think this team's gonna go far. It's got a bright future ahead of them. You know, down in the inky depths of the darkest dungeon, they have a bright future. Yeah, go ahead and give me some stress. Not for Patrick Mulligan, because Patrick Mulligan is not about that. Patrick Mulligan Toxin. He's the son of Carnage. Nothing gets him down. You can't stress him out. When your grandfather is Venom and your dad is Carnage, you know, you're gonna learn a thing or two about a thing or two. Some nice damage from Jericho Drum with a little abyssal artillery there. Here comes a whipping. Alright. Silver Sable can't quite get it done. Little Ren from the old gods. Not a big problem. James Harper's going to hold up just fine. And we're going to kill these 2 shit biscuits because I despise them and do not want any more stress piled on me. I don't think we're going to be able to bonk the shit out of you, so let's just go for the standard bonk. Ooh, big 5 damage critical. James Harper's moving up in the world. His parents might be a little less disappointed in him. That's like instead of him coming home with his D- on the report card going, look, Mom, Dad, I'm improving. He actually came home with like a C- this time. And they're like, oh, well done, son, a C-. I mean, this is what, like a solid 2.9, right? Good work, boy. They're legitimately proud of him. And then, you know, they're a little bit depressed that they're proud of him for getting what is barely constituting a passing effort. Suddenly I feel sorry for Jimmy's parents, man. They got a tough gig. A lot like my own parents, who I assume are similarly disappointed with me on a regular basis. This is me speaking from experience here. Like, good job, son. I mean, I know that voice, I know that look, I know that sound. Silver Sable, pick to the face. Well, I mean, you did hit him in the face with a pick. It wasn't quite enough to get the kill, but ow. All right, well, that critical at the end there was most unfortunate. On the plus side, we did get 4 food. I think we just feed it all. To our highwayman, take our cash, throw these busts on the floor. I'm thinking about camping, but only thinking about it. Of course, there's a goddamn room battle up here. Every time I get complete 100% of room battles, I wind up having to go to every single room in the damn dungeon. Just once, I would like a room layout that does not involve me having to visit every fucking room in the dungeon. I mean, just once it would be nice. 80%, 120% trap disarm is pretty good. You know what? I'm gonna have Jericho Drum try this for the stress relief. There we go. I mean, that's that's 8 stress gone. A little bit of a gamble, admittedly. We could have definitely got the guaranteed slam dunk for Silver Sable, who is a trap expert. I really need to up our torchlight a little. This is probably why we're getting the holy living shit critical out of us. And a critical stressful incantation would be very bad. Man, these guys are going to rack Brother Voodoo right through the sky. 21 damage aggregate from Silver Sable. That's some fantastic output. We've got to get this guy in the back killed, though. Silver Sable with it. Man, Silver Sable is just holding it down. She's holding it down like downtown Julie Brown held it down. Who, you know, never really held down much of anything, not even a job. We've got a riposte here. I want these guys swinging at James Harper if possible. We also need to throw a big heal at Harper. Probably should have had Brother Voodoo go for the heal as opposed to the damage, but Silver Sable's going to get rid of one of our stress-causing units at least. Ow, that hurt. Alright, well that guy's dead. We could kill this guy as well, and I think maybe after this one we may have to camp. Also, it'll be an easy way for us to replenish our torchlight. All things considered, that seems like probably the best plan. I mean, we are rolling a little underpowered. A 3-point heal. Oh, that's getting the job done, Brother Voodoo. That man did not die? Nope, but he did hit us with a 12-point critical, so there's that.
The end approaches.
Okay. So, I mean, suddenly this dungeon is taking a dramatic turn for the worse. There we go. Well, Silver Sable's going to get us a little stress relief, but I am not overall feeling too terribly good about this one. I'm a little trepidatious about the way things are trending. I'm trepidatious about the trending. We've got to free up an inventory slot because I want these deeds. All right, Emerald. I'm sorry. I need deeds more. I also want that gold. You know, we could just eat this. You know what? Let's just eat. Which is problematic because I am going to feast momentarily when I camp, like right now, because I want the stress relief. Which leaves us 4 food, which means we have exactly enough to get through 1 hunger prompt. What can you do with your leeches and other unguents and powders here, Mulligan? Heal 50%, plus 33% heals received for the next 4 combats. Yeah, why don't you do that? Seems pretty good. We can remove target blight, remove target disease. Does anybody have a disease we want gone? The answer is yes, actually. James Harper has a disease and we want it gone. So let's get rid of those bad humors. Beautiful. Oh, Plague Doctor, so good, so good. All right, now we need something to prevent us from getting ambushed. We got anything? You can also remove a target disease. Does anybody have a disease we can inherit and sniff on our snuff box? Grave digging isn't the healthiest professions, I guess. That's why the grave digger gets a disease removal as well. Doesn't seem like it. Bonus damage for the next 10 combats and bonus crit is not bad. We could take weapons practice. I don't hate this. Actually, what I'd really like to do, prevents nighttime ambush, increase all... Yeah, no. I want something to get rid of your stress. That's terrible and doesn't get rid of stress. We should pilfer. Well, we found another shovel. That's brilliant. Probably going to wind up throwing that on the ground. I say we weapons practice then for 4. And that may be all we can do. Yeah. I mean, we can't... I would have loved to encourage to get rid of some stress for Jericho, but nobody else on our team actually has an ability that relieves stress. Nobody. That's very disappointing, and we have no abilities we can do with one time? Nope, none. All right, we're done then. You feel strong and powerful? Of course you feel strong and powerful, Mulligan. You're the greatest hero that the dungeon has ever seen.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to
All right,
follow.
we'll go ahead and throw a key at this just to avoid any potential trap. Also, we have 3 keys. We should probably do something with them. That 2 food is actually a bigger... That's a bigger find than I might have expected. I am not salty about that. I already fought in here. There better not be another fight in here. If there was going to be a curio, that's fine. But another fight can go straight up. Did I forget to open that clam? I forgot to open the clam, didn't I? All right, we'll open the clam. Fortunately, we have a spare shovel now. It's actually an oyster, Pete, not a clam. It's an oyster, please. If you would get it right, please. Come on, man. Got to know the difference between your oysters and your clams. I mean, what kind of New Englander are you? And the answer to that question is no kind. Not a New Englander. Oysters and clams. Also, I don't really like oysters. Or clams, really, for that matter. Well, I'm regretting having thrown that emerald on the floor right about now. Do I want to get rid of them? You know what? I'm getting rid of the medicinal herbs. Alternatively, I could get rid of some of these bandages and anti-venom. I don't know why I buy bandages. I never, ever use them. And buying them when you have a plague doctor is pointless because he can cure almost any blight or bleed. I'm just a profoundly... You know what? Yeah, you're gone. Give me the citrine. We could have 2 of those by now and be stacking up gold. We could be rolling in a Gatsby-style fortune like old Jay Gatsby himself. Be rolling big, flirting with hot blondes. You know, sleeping with other men's wives, driving our cars recklessly about town. Be great. Everybody wants to be Jay Gatsby. Well, I mean, you know, except for people who have read The Great Gatsby. They don't really want to be Jay Gatsby because they know how that story ends. And let me, you know, spoiler, doesn't end that well for Gatsby. Or Daisy. Or Tom. Actually, you know what? Doesn't end well for anybody in that movie because even the guy who's narrating winds up in a fucking nut house. Man, that book is depressing. Yeah, you know, maybe I've changed my opinion on The Great Gatsby, what I thought was perhaps one of the greatest novels ever written, and that F. Scott Fitzgerald is one of the greatest geniuses of all time. Maybe he was just a sad drunk. And again, I did that, took the chance there specifically just for the stress relief. At 80% for 8 stress relief, I mean, it's either going to save us or it's going to hang us, one of the two. 3 rooms in a row with no combat is nice. I appreciate this, Darkest Dungeon. I mean, if you are going to make me go through every single room in every dungeon every time, you know, at least this way, I'm not always forced to fight in every single room. Sweet dodge from Silver Sable, by the way. Man, you know, if I could get a party that, like a functional party that was just Plague Doctors and Gravediggers, I, at this point, think I might try it. Wait, let's collect our... Okay, so what is this thing? A brackish tide pool. I think... Anti-venom? Ah, there we go. That was stress... Okay, well, we should have had Brother Voodoo do that then. I did not know what the brackish tide pool did. I was pleased that I guessed the curio correctly the first time. I'm gonna be fully honest there. Here's a hallway fight. Alright, we're gonna get doomsayed by the frothing madman. Yeah. Oh, Brother Voodoo with the clutch dodge. Which is good, because we just took... excuse me? So this party is all of the stress. Yeah, we can't have any more of that. I'm gonna have to kill you stress-causing units. Johnny Doomsayer back there, you're not gonna live another round, sir. I've had enough of your shit. You are done dealing. All of the dealing, and you are done with doing it. A little bit of bonk from James Harper. I mean, the other guys just do damage, and if we have to, we can withstand the damage. Stress, though, that shit costs money to fix. That's the other thing about stress versus health. You walk out of a dungeon with even a single hit point, you're gonna be fine. You walk out of a dungeon with a whole buttload of stress, there's no fine there. That shit still costs money to fix. Health comes back naturally. Stress does not fix itself. You always want to try and avoid taking stress damage. If you can take health damage instead of stress damage, you take the health damage 10 out of 10 times. Jericho Drum with a pretty respectable heal and an unfortunate bleed. We can cure that bleed if we want to, though, and we might. In fact, we're going to. Patrick Mulligan doesn't have to kill every enemy in the dungeon. I mean, he's doing a good enough job killing most of the enemies in the dungeon already. Plus, we stunned the shit out of that guy, so we get an opportunity to get another free heal. And instead, I think I'm just going to have Silver Sable stick a knife in his heart. How do you like that, fish man? Right in the heart. Yeah. Oh, no, that's fine. You go, you run and you tell Aquaman. No, you tell him I did it. No, go ahead. You be like, Aquaman, Perfidious Pete stabbed me in the heart with a dagger. Yes, I did, and I'm not ashamed of it, and I would do it again. 10 out of 10 would stab Fishman again. I'm going to take this Eldritch Slayer's ring because it's actually worth a lot of gold. I'm also going to get rid of this anti-venom, which I paid a lot of money for, to throw it on the floor. I'm still holding out hope that we might run into a secret room, so I'm going to hang on to the keys, and we can't go torchless for the rest of this dungeon. I'm afraid that portrait is going to have to just fall by the wayside. May have purchased a little too many torches. May have overbought on the torch situation. So yeah, every single goddamn... That silence is the sound of me struggling with my inner demons because every fucking fiber of my being wants to toss a torch on this and fight the Shambler. And every single fiber of my being knows that this is the wrong team to try and kill. No, I'm not. If we had a fully leveled team, I might try it. Or if we were in maybe a little better shape. But our primary defensive man is a little banged up. We could just... And now, we don't have enough food. If we had enough food that we could heal him up, I would give it a whirl. But we do not, and I'm not risking having somebody die. Besides, every time we've beaten a Shambler, we haven't really gotten anything out of it other than bragging rights. And the bragging rights haven't even been that good, because every time we fought the Shambler, at least one person has died. So maybe discretion is the better part of valor in this particular case. Brother Voodoo with the clutch dodge there. Here comes the old shocker. It sucks because Silver Sable is doing most of our damage. We need to heal? Yes. I mean, see, now we could maybe go tangle with the Shambler if we wanted to. And I'm maybe thinking about going back. Shouldn't be thinking about going back. Thinking about going back. The stress, though. You gotta think about the stress, Pete. You gotta think about the stress of the Shambler. And why do I sound a little like Burgess Meredith? I don't know. You gotta think about the stress, Pete. You gotta think about the stress, kid. You can't handle the stress, Rock. You can't handle the stress. Alright, these guys are getting real irritating. If one of you could die, that would be really nice. Ouch. Having more trouble with this fight than I'm comfortable with. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also having a little trouble with the fact that every single enemy on the board here is just straight up ignoring the fact that we are marked ourselves. They just don't give a single shit about us being marked. For a little here. Okay, the bleed is not fantastic. And I threw my bandages on the floor, I'm pretty sure. Patrick Mulligan can fix that himself if he wishes. You know, 1 damage. It'll be worth it if we can just get rid of the bleed. Let's go for a little stun of our own. How do you like them apples there, Mr. Jellyfish Man? What's it feel like when somebody smashes you in the... I can't really say, I don't know, head? I don't know what, like the dome? What is the top of a jellyfish called? I do not know the word for this. Man, Jericho, you're really holding it down in the fucking healing department here. Real proud of what you're bringing to the table. A 2-point heal, and you topped it off with a 3-point bleed. That's just quality work. Now we're gonna get salty gouged, and that's a bleed as well, which means now I want. How big a bleed? Yeah, we're bleeding quite a bit. This will kill him. Well, it was a nice critical. I mean, it was a great shot. It was a death blow, but I mean, at least you made it impressive. You're gonna have to leave the crusts. There's no way I'm fighting the Shambler when I'm starting to battle with 15 points. I mean, this is almost fatal damage and bleed right here. Would have been very not good to start the fight with the Shambler that way, because the first thing we would have to do is throw a heal at ourselves. Honestly, we're not in great shape even just for trying to finish the dungeon. I mean, we do have 1 more room to get through. Oh, a map. Well, that's useful. We've already full scouted the dungeon. You know, I think when you find a map, it should automatically tell you where the secret room is. That's just, you know, that's just me. A little spitball in here. Just my 2 cents worth. We're also going to eat the last of our food. Do our last room battle. And if I hadn't been bootstrapping, I might have been stupid enough to tangle with the Shambler. But since we are bootstrapping, probably not the greatest idea ever. Also, I would like to come out of this with a minimum of stress, and we've already sort of suffered in the stress department. 7 damage is well struck. I mean, well, I mean, those guys do have a very high protection stat, so it's not poorly struck, but it ain't exactly impressive either. Man, we're critical in the crap out of that guy, though. Silver Sable is so... Man, I'm really digging on the Gravedigger. Which I know sounds a little ridiculous. I'm digging the Gravedigger, but whatever. What, just because I like a monster truck, suddenly there's something wrong with me? I can enjoy the Gravedigger. I think we go for the stun here. I'm not a huge proponent of stuns per se, in that I sort of objectively I dislike them. But I think in this case, if we can avoid the stress damage by stunning this man, that was worth foregoing Patrick Mulligan's turn. Especially with Brother Jericho here, old Brother Voodoo pulling the follow-up. Big old chunk. 9 more damage. We're getting a lot of stress relief out of Silver Sable in her mad criticals. And then we just go with the deep poison here. Yeah, there you go. Blighted corpse, that man is dead. Now we just gotta worry about these 2 chuckle hucks in the front. We're gonna take you down 1 point of damage at a time if we have to, Mr. Naughty Fish Man. You're dead, see? See, we worked your buddy over pretty good, didn't we there, Fishy Joe? Ride the walrus, by the way. Fishy Joe, reminding you, ride the walrus. Fishy Joe's walrus juice, ride the walrus. Alright, so every time we try to throw a knife in that man's heart, you're just gonna step in front of it. No, that's fine. I see how you are. Let's go for the heal then. Another 2-pointer. Brother Voodoo. Well, at least you didn't bleed him this time, Voodoo, so congratulations. Nice job. We're gonna start stacking blights on our guy who has an 8 trillion protection. Apparently he does not step in front of riposte shots. Is that how that works? What if we stun this man? Does his guard ability go away if he's stunned? And he's stunned and poisoned now, so he's just gonna stand there and puke. You gonna do something, or you just gonna stand there and vomit? Oh, that guy's just gonna be smashed in the head with a shield and killed. And then I think we can just have Brother Voodoo go full-out facial stabbing assault. There's no real need to try and defend. This guy can't kill somebody. The best he could do is put him on death's door before he dies. That's his best chance. A big old crit there. How do you like bleeding for 10 there, chappie? How do you like a pick to the face as well? Oh, you're dead, huh? Well, I guess you don't like it too much at all, do you? I'm gonna take these crests and this gold. And you know what? For a bootstrapping mission, I feel like that went pretty good. I think we just called this one a day and returned to the hamlet. Everybody coming back. We got some gold out of this, some minimum stress. A trinket that's gonna be pretty darn good for our man-at-arms. What do we get out of that? 13,000, 14,000 and change. That's pretty good. A usable trinket. We also got some trinkets from our inventory that we could just straight up sell. We had 4 extra shovels. Boy, I'm glad I brought in abundance. 2 extra keys. That's a pretty solid little haul. And more importantly, Patrick Mulligan has made rank 3. Now, let's see how badly we got. Holy crap, Jericho Drum, you got everything wrong ever. Wow, we did not come out of the end of the mission very well at all. James Harper's no longer allowed in the brothel. I mean, he's got weird shield taste. He'd be like, oh, baby, rub my shield. And the girls are like, don't you want to have sex? That's what you paid us for. He's like, no, I literally want you to wax this shield of mine. Go get the turtle wax, get a rag, and get to work. This is what I'm paying you for. Silver Sable's tuckled out. She also got quick reflexes, which is okay. And more importantly, she has the Black Plague, which is terrible. Patrick Mulligan has Ennui, which we're going to get rid of. Demonomania, it's not that big a deal. Runes Explorer is not good, and also Spotted Fever. So we have diseases galore. Short on gold, sell unwanted trinkets directly from your trinket inventory. We're getting some stress relief for the rest of our troopers over the passive action there. Catherine Bishop gambled, recovered 69 stress, so Kathy B is finally back. Mercedes Knight became addicted to the rush of pain. She is now flagellate, or a flagellate, and will no longer... I mean, that replaced, she will only flagellate. She cannot, she already couldn't meditate, but now she only flagellates. She recovered 81 stress and is no longer hopeless. Okay, well, that's good. Doreen Green is inspired with holy worship and wishes to remain in prayer. She recovered 69 stress. She's going to hang out. You know what? That's fine. Squirrel Girl, oh, never mind. I was going to say Squirrel Girl had more stress, but she didn't. Patrick Mulligan is a veteran plague doctor. He was always a veteran. You were a veteran in my book the whole time, Patrick. So let's sort this by level, and let's go check the old covered wagon here. Ooh, level 2 occultist. What do you got? Fragile loving. Quick draw warrant. No, I'm afraid not, sir. Your skills are not terrible, but nah, I'm sorry. We're not going to be adding another occultist at this point. No, it's not going to happen. So, diseases. Well, we have 8 trillion diseases, and people got to get rid of those. Silver Sable had the Black Plague. That shit has got to go. And honestly, if I'm getting rid of another disease, getting rid of one on Patrick Mulligan sort of seems like a waste, because he can take care of that shit himself. All we have to do is send him into a dungeon where he can camp. And Ennui is not really crippling anyway. Spotted Fever is bad. Didn't somebody else pick up a disease I wanted to get rid of? I guess it was just Spotted Fever. All right, well, let's get rid of your Spotted Fever then. The curative salve smells like a gong farmer. I can't tell if that's racist or not. What the hell is a gong farmer? You know, Brother Voodoo, I'm thinking that was borderline racist. I mean, it's racist against some culture that's a fan of gongs for sure. Gong farmer? I mean, you don't really farm gongs. One would assume they were forged. That's a really weird insult, Brother Voodoo, and you know what? I'm checking out on the episode. If you enjoyed this, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to see more of Brother Voodoo's casual racism, might consider subscribing as well, because that was the most cryptic statement we've ever seen from a bark on one of our seekers. Right now, thanks very much for watching, though, and I'll see you again soon.